game. So I never saved any of those games. Okay, I'm just gonna start a new game, and this time I'm not gonna pick 1,000 mushrooms. But eventually I'm gonna have to know how to clear out my inventory. We're gonna play with mouse and keyboard, not chat.
Launch in 3, 2, 1.
Boom. Oh, the ship just blew up. Yeah, put your hands up in front of your face. Something. Okay, I don't know. Left click is to use stuff. Looks like it's WASD to walk. Probably gonna be spacebar to jump.
You have suffered minor head trauma.
You have suffered minor head trauma.
Considered
I've
an
suffered
optimal
major head
outcome.
trauma.
This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on
And
an
also,
alien world. Please refer to the data bank for
I have to
detailed
know how
survival
to
advice.
pause.
Good luck.
Well, I guess if I just click off the screen, it should pause. Press tab to open PDA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to select corresponding quick slots. So 1 fire extinguisher. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tab brings this up. Spacebar is jump. Escape. Yeah. Take a shot.
Yeah, careful. You probably look at me funny when I take a shot without chaser.
I can do it, I just don't like to.
I try to monitor how much I'm doing.
Ah.
Go up with the move like I used to.
Now,
The Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown.
if I catch a
Severity
fish or
life
something,
signs detected.
I can't store it in my inventory.
Yeah.
I know, that's.
I don't.
I'm just gonna pick 3 of them.
Break limbs. And you got
All the way.
Oxygen.
Oh! Go, 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 go. Yeah, I forgot about air too. This is how you can tell you're not really underwater.
because you would be able to yell.
Oh, I can use the fire extinguisher to swim faster. Oh, stop using it then. I thought this was scrap metal, but it's not. Well, I've got farther than I got last time because I was looking for limestone last time and I never found it.
Well, one thing, two acid mushrooms, one copper in battery. That's how you can make your stand. Blueprints and stuff.
I didn't get copper, did I? I got limestone.
You have titanium out of it. Remember that thing going away? Those titanium. You want to find that limestone again? And if you like grab that guy,
I'm trying to.
Alien life forms may have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Utilizing alien resources. Whoa.
yeah, there's something killing the fish.
Wait, where'd my fish go? I drop it?
That would get me.
Oh, I'm trying to get where are all those dead ones at? There was just a bunch of dead ones out here. Oh, yeah, they're there. Just for some food. So, like, I can't put this guy in my inventory? How?
First tab. Oh, he's already in your inventory. It's just a hotbar.
So if I go to 3,
Oxygen.
if I go to 3, I should have nothing in my hand. I should be able to grab like 5 fish.
Yeah, automatically goes in here.
Why is it automatically going now? It wasn't automatically going before.
You use the flash that a while.
Now when I pull 2, it should pull out a fish. Okay. And then I can cook the fish. I don't know why it gets glitchy when I'm in this room. Resources, basic materials. I can make titanium from metal salvage. Cook some fish.
The fabricator cooks small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
I don't know. For them to eat this. Can't drop item here. Use storage containers instead. I want to eat it. That's one way to do it. There should be a faster way to do it. Food plus 7. I'm at 66. 73. 73 plus 32 puts me. It's a little bit overkill, so we'll wait a little while for that. Food?
It's like stuffing yourself. Like you do something heavy, it just sits in your stomach a little bit.
Ah. Okay. Keep hitting escape instead of tab. Medical kit fabricator. Why is it laggy when I'm in here?
And you're also running OBS to this. Like Terraria, but
Terraria is a very small game. It can be played on most cell phones.
yeah, this. Like you know how much Google Chrome graphics you can use.
Because freaking water mechanics. It's not even a complex game, but water mechanics or graphics are always tough on me. Will it hurt me? He looks like a manatee. Manatees are nice. He's shooting gas out of his butt. I've never seen a cruel manatee. Whoa, something just burped at me. Was that them? I just heard us. No, it was like. That's not good. That's no bueno. It sounded like a deep guttural burp. Like, I was right by the tall seaweed in my last game. Okay, so I need to find more copper. What's my goal right now? What am I looking for? Like, what's the first thing that you want to find? Copper for what? I think right now it's telling me to get more limestone. Oh, it's just mining an ore. Come here, fish. Come here, boomerang fish. Can I just eat them raw? Right, but if I just want quick food, I can just grab a fish and eat it. Oh, air. It's night. It's nighttime in this piece. And you don't die immediately when you run out of air, right? Your health goes down. I'm gonna eat this fish. I don't know if I ate it or I've dropped it just now. Yeah, I dropped it. You got away. Come back. Come back, little boomerang fish. You're mine. I know, it's nighttime. That's what I'm trying to do, is find a Leviathan. Look how fast this sun goes down. That's cool.
That's another planet.
That was sick. People think the Earth is flat. Look at that. That's beautiful.
And how could that be like, it's like that right there? Doesn't that look like kind of like our moon, but you can kind of tell now because yeah. So it's like oh, it was a solar eclipse. We just witnessed a solar eclipse in Subnautica. Maybe.
So, why don't we go swim to the ship and go explore the ship? Does that ever happen in this game? Well, let's go. Wouldn't that be the first most obvious decision to make if you were...
Yeah. If you want a bunch of people to pass. But there's a lot of data.
Do you get to walk around on the ship?
Detecting increased local radiation levels.
Increased local radiation.
Is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive.
So that's how they keep you away from the ship, is with radiation. Because in real life, if you crash on a planet, we'd have to go over here to get as much much supplies as possible.
If you had an ability to step reactors to get to it, then what type of reactor would you have? Antimatter, nuclear, what would you have? Either way,
I'm just saying on that giant ship, we have supplies, we have food, we have everything we need on that ship. So
that's about 3 minutes.
because it's gonna blow up.
What about two reactors?
What if I'm right next? It says I can't go near it because it's got radiation. What up, baby? It says radiation is going up as I get closer to it. Well, if that thing's gonna blow up in 30 minutes, it's been close to 30 minutes.
Why did you have a set flow? What did it say? What level?
It didn't say anything. It said radiation levels are getting higher as you get closer to the ship.
It might already blow.
Getting set for bed, but I'll keep it rolling, hang loose, hang on as long as I can. Nice. Hey, baby. Nice. Hey, I've been saying, I talked about the N-Word album. The comedian who made Radiation Detected. See, they don't want me to go there. I always tell a joke, talk about how there's a comedian that had an album with the N-word in it, and I always say Eddie Murphy. It wasn't Eddie Murphy. It was dang Richard Pryor. But Richard Pryor's, it was called Renaissance Inger, and that's the name of the album. And then Eddie Murphy did a joke where he said Richard Pryor made that album, and he said he wanted white people to say that word when they said the name of their favorite comedy album, because he wanted to destigmatize it and people to realize that it's not a bad word. That's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it crazy that somebody would think that words can just be funny? Sometimes it's just funny. It's not hurtful. Anyway, I don't want to have that conversation. But I confused Gothics earlier about free will. She was talking about free will. Yeah, I'll body anybody in a free will debate. Should I pull it up? I could probably pull it up real quick. Hold up. I don't really watch her channel. I saw her on Fallen State. Not really a fan. I don't dislike her. I don't know. It's just not my flavor. Some stuff I might agree with everything they're saying, but when I just watch it, I just can't vibe to it, you know. But maybe I give her another chance, you know. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully, I'll be able to see the live chat. Yeah, I don't even think I'm. Yeah, I'm not even subscribed to her. I think I just don't like her style.
Like I just feel like I'm
And that's not
kind of floating.
That's not a dang. I'll be like, JS said he hates Gothics. No, the punk rocker on a black girl, conservative. She's a mishmash. Like me. She's a mishmash like me. She's just a mix of everything. She looks one way and what was it, Alive today? Alive. Streamed 1 day ago. Streamed 12 days ago. Streamed 1 day ago. It might not be up on the rewatch yet. Ooh, she's talking to Melly Matt Go. Now I like Melanie. I like Melanie Matt Go boom. What up, Mel? and she's my age, and she's single, and she's a Christian. But I don't know. She might be a grifter because why haven't you found a husband yet, girl? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Melanie Mac? Go boom. Why don't you have a husband yet? You're a pretty, white, Christian, successful young lady. Maybe she's just tired of all the beta males. Maybe that's it.
Where you go?
Josh, such a gothics hater. I'm trying to find it. I can't. I don't know. Is it from today? Is it this one? Is it called Sup?
Looks like you won something there.
Yeah, I ditched my tax guy and switched to H&R Block.
Hold
I
on.
feel like a tax champion.
I feel like a tax champion. This is from 1 day ago. So I don't know if this is it.
Really want to force people. You know, you don't want them to know what you're up to.
She got a dry erase board?
So
What's she talking about?
logically,
Anyway, I can't do this right now. She's got a dry erase board. Melanie was married and got divorced. Oh, so that's why she's not married. She got with the beta already. And she got divorced. It's from today, but I don't know what it was called. This one says from 1 day ago. She's playing with a dry erase board. There's no timestamps. God, not God. The world. How late? How late in this was she talking about free will? I don't think it's up yet.
Actually, there's 3 choices.
It was on her other channel. Hang on. Do you give me that pack of cigarettes over there?
You could discern, you could improve, you could deny, you could accept, you could ignore.
No, you can't. You can serve God or you can serve Satan. That's it. Those are your choices, and those aren't even choices. You're gonna do what you're gonna do, and God already knows what you're gonna do. The plan is already laid out. YouTube. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Thumpity Thump Thump. Who named it Thumpity Thump Thump? You or her? She's Bible thumping? Oh, Bible thumping with Gothic. She has a channel called Bible Thumping. Hold on, let me pull it up in the other window.
Oh yeah, that's good coffee.
I just want to see if she's going to be using the Bible and pulling up all these same verses that everybody always pulls up that I've already went through and read them to you guys, and it's obvious they're not saying anything about free will. It's a command. It's always a commandment. It's always God commanding you to follow or die. So it's not a free will.
And one of the things is this.
Nobody's gonna kill you for anything, but they can't really hear you. The chat isn't gonna be able to hear you. They can barely hear me. Check. Why is the mic? Why are we up 14 decibels and I'm still barely in the yellow?
Trust me, when I'm listening, you are loud.
It's loud and clear. So that's when it's. It's this. It's a cheap mic. I need a mic where I can actually.
Did you just?
No, I didn't ash in my beer, but I'm looking for an ashtray. Is there a coffee cup over there?
This one?
No, that's.
You mean this?
Yeah. Strawberry milk cup. That's my strawberry milk cup. For when night. When I go night, I like strawberry milk. That's what my brother Ben, he was obsessed with chocolate milk when he was a little kid. And he'd always be like, chocolate milk. I need chocolate milk. And he always had chocolate milk. I don't know how this kid wasn't morbidly obese, but he's the skinniest one out of all of us. And he was always skinny. He was always skin and bones. That's from my mom. Because my stepdad and my dad were both thicker guys. And me and Joey got that. Well, he got it from his father, and I got it from my father. But Ben got our mom's genes. He's a runner, and he's all skinny and twig-like. And but this kid was obsessed with chocolate milk, like it was a drug. This kid was addicted. He was mainlining chocolate milk, slamming chocolate milk syringes in the morning. It was early on in the stream. Okay, I'm gonna find it. I only got 2 hours, so I'll play this and then. She's pretty.
Internet that's everything you imagine.
She's got the
and then
side
some.
shave. You know what I
Your
feel
world
about that.
unleashed.
Well,
You know how I feel about the side shave.
well, I see we meet again, miss. You're
Why did you reset my microphone?
Oh no, maybe that's why I was turned off from her and I didn't want to watch her content a lot when I first saw her, because I saw the side shave and I was like, nope, can't do it, can't do it. Don't tell her, don't do it.
I know I told her I like long hair, but she's like, I want to get a side shave and short hair down to my shoulders. I was like, no, you better not. So I told her straight up.
Short her down to shoulders, I could understand if women don't want to have the weight and then maybe they're active or they're working and they do a shoulder cut. It's hot outside. I get that. And also their hair will grow back, you know. But like the pixie cuts and the side shaves, no. Women should never have a dang touching their head at any point in their life. Unless they have cancer. That was fucked up. She's pretty based on a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm just being judgmental.
They shave their face.
How long?
No.
How long would I have kept talking and no one would have told me? Oh, never mind. Chaco was trying to tell me.
I'm not trying to report these people. I'm trying to click
Well,
on
thank
their.
you, Chaco. And thank you, mentors, for letting me know.
Bibby was first.
Shit. Then my
So,
microphone
I should
was incorrect.
Hey, Bibby, do you know how to pull up the manuscripts? The manuscripts are the manuscripts of YouTube videos. There's a way to do it, and then I can read and look for keywords faster than I can listen to somebody talk. So I can scroll through the manuscript of the show and find what I'm looking for better that way, but I don't know how to pull it up. Closed captioning, subtitles. I don't want to turn subtitles on. I know there's a way. Loop, copy debug information, copy embed code, troubleshoot playlist, stats for nerds. I like looking at the stats for nerds sometimes, but I don't understand it. If you pull this up, it gives you all this stuff. You can do it on video games too. But, well, I know what frames mean, optimal resolution, volume. Actually, mystery text and date, or mystery text, I don't know what that means. But I bet you could use it for something. Echo, why are you breathing so hard, my boy?
What do you think you're going fishing? Oh, maybe. He's like, he was on the back. Are we going fishing?
Let's see. I wish I had a timestamp. Let's go 10 minutes in. Let's get rid of the stats for nerds. Oh crap.
Yes, Wisconsin.
I will never revisit
I'm
Passion
going to be
Christ.
doing
It's like
a
Braveheart, but
college
worse.
campus tour in Wisconsin with the Walkaway campaign, and pretty much it's a panel of why I walked away from the left and why you should too. So if you are in Wisconsin or nearby, I don't really know how big the state is, but
You have a timestamp, Bibby? I like to look at it, but I don't know what it means. Josh. When did I say that? Freddie, if you were to grade yourself, oh, that was the tip.
That's all right.
Just the tip.
Well, then, trust me, I figured out how the firewalkers do it. Look,
They do it. They
quick, but not
yeah,
like,
you walk fast. It's the same with walking on spikes. If you walk quickly
but not pressure.
and smoothly.
It's hard to explain.
Stats for nerds. I don't know what it means, but I like to look at it. Okay, I did say that.
You can touch the burning end of the cigarette. It's just you gotta be like not pressing to it and not.
Yeah, I know. I smoked my whole life and played with fire.
Well, I got a big old scar from passing out with the cigarette for being a smart starter.
I ain't got no feelings in my fingers.
Yeah, look at this. See that right there? That burn right there. Big old, the whole cigarette burned right through my flesh. Wow.
I got scars from when I used to get drunk and put cigarettes out on my arm at parties because I thought it was funny. Then I'd have a scar for weeks.
So just throw this in there.
Okay, I'm good on that. Yeah, just drop it. No more of that for me.
No more whiskey. Jack kicking your butt.
Not kicking my butt, but I got things to do.
Oh yeah, you got work.
Worthless mod. I came in around the 14-minute mark. He's not a worthless mod.
Sorry to anyone who has a kid, in order for her to get a check from the state, she has to stay single, right? All right, so you got that. And then once you add the gangster rap on top of it, now you're glorifying hood life. And then you're also saying, hey, if you make this type of music, you can make a lot of money. So it's like you're
I'm gonna
almost
play it a little
supplying,
faster.
a solution to a problem that that has been created. Because prior to the welfare state, Black Americans were actually doing pretty good, and then welfare state came along, and that ruined everything. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. I'm just using my pencil to talk. Yeah, so it's a domino effect.
I have all the power, boy. He has the authority. He is the.
I believe when God became
He is the
high sugar
law
daddy to the Black
enforcement
community,
arm
that destroyed us.
of
When
the
God
state.
became
I am
an
the state.
emotional high
I am the
sugar
king.
daddy to the Black
He
community,
is the
that
law
destroyed us.
enforcement arm of the king.
What do you mean by that? Like seeking God not as actual God, but more of like chasing a feeling? Trying to understand. I don't want to misrepresent your comment. Pencil talk with Granny Gothics. Listen, y'all. Did I tell you? I went out to ramen the other day with someone here in the chat, and he called me Granny Gothics in public. I said no. That is only for the internet. I said what? Let's see. Abomination over on Rumble says the record labels were buddy-buddy with prison executives who profited.
To be
putting black people
fair,
in prison, and gangster rap
she
somehow
probably
contributed to it. It's that
doesn't
meme
like
of the
white
woman
boys
staring
with
off into the distance with
dreadlocks.
numbers and equations
So
flying around the screen.
I can't
I mean, I
really
believe what you're saying about the record labels. It's
say
all,
much
it's
about
all
her side
connected.
shave.
It's kind of sick. I mean, if we really want to get even more specific, it's separation from God. More specific. But I can't talk about that on this channel. You know why? Because this is just religious propaganda that I'm sharing. Oh yeah, it has. Oh, yes, that's what I've been told in the comment section, which is why you guys should follow my Bible thumping channel on Rumble. On YouTube. I didn't make another one on Rumble. You like that little segue? I have a Bible thumping channel, and you guys should totally join. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of whiteboard stuff and uploading a lot of the conversations that I have with non-believing people to talk about this type of stuff, because a lot of people don't want to talk about this type of stuff because I don't know, it's weird. It's really weird. Granny doesn't like being called Granny Gothics. Listen, I didn't make this name, okay? Lance says there are tons of factors that ruin the black community. That would be a 3-hour.
She's cool. I was just joking. Bibby, don't tell her I was making fun of her side shave. I'll never get to talk to this person. I'm not racist. I'm just misogynist. I'm just sexist. It's not because she's black, conservative. It's because she's a woman.
A 3-hour video. 3 hours, probably longer than that. Probably longer.
I'm not. Well, I need to figure out how
let me see.
to.
What if I call you Granny
I
in
need
public
to
Granny?
figure
I would
out
cry.
how to get stuff out of my inbox.
Actually, I am. I wouldn't cry.
At some point, I'm gonna need to
See,
do that.
something about calling God a sugar daddy just seems wrong. Oh man, let me scroll down a little bit.
Say hell.
When I hear the word gangsta, I think of Gangster Song by Rappy
Do you
Nick
watch
Rapperson.
my streams?
I've heard of that. Yeah. Prosperity Pimp Churches.
That's accurate. Racist
I like that.
Cusses.
Prosperity
We got
Pimp.
somebody who says the N-word every other second.
What is your take on New York City bringing in the National Guard to be the federal police and the
You can
the
say
fire department
hell.
hunting down booers to re-educate them when they boo Letitia? That
Well,
second part there.
this is a
I didn't hear about
nighttime
that.
game stream, so I'd
That's-
rather it be kind of chill. But hell is in the Bible. But ass is in the Bible. Hell is in the Bible. Well, F is not in the Bible and S is not in the Bible. But F and S are useless words that we've made up that don't mean anything. That are just sound words. It's a sound you make. Yeah, but it does. If a word can be used as a verb, a noun, an adjective, an adverb. No, it can be used for all those things. You can say, "What the f am I doing?" or "I'm going to f and do this," or when they use it in every. It's not for emphasis though. It's just incorporated in people's languages. They just say it all the time. It's low IQ. It's low IQ. The F word is low IQ. Don't say it. Take it out of your vocabulary. It's a stupid word. Is it camel toe and twerking in the Bible? Is camel toe and twerk in the Bible? No. I would argue that bitch is in the Bible when he calls the Canaanite woman a dog. That's a female dog, Canaanite. Yeah.
I didn't hear about that. That's interesting. So here's my take on it. We are, my friends, gather your ears. Come a little closer.
Yeah, so I just need to figure out.
Just a little close up. There we go. My friends.
I need to figure out how to drop stuff from my inventory.
I don't know if anyone has informed you on this. Perhaps I have many times. But we are currently in the midst of a communist takeover. Yes, you and I are in the midst of a communist takeover. Yes.
Maybe
and this is
you
exactly
know what I gotta
communists do, is they persecute opposition. And so, communists like to lock people up who oppose their nonsense. And it starts with silly things. Oh, you can't boo. You can't pray outside of an abortion clinic. You can't
no, I know
spew
I could,
harmful rhetoric about this protected class of
I could
people.
put an
which
item in
harmful
my
rhetoric is
hand and then
the truth,
drop it.
usually. You can't do any of that stuff because that would hurt our political position. So we need to re-educate you. Yes. So that's what I think about it. It's all political persecution, and it's going to keep getting worse and 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 worse. It's going to keep getting worse. So how do you stop it? How do you stop it? That's the question. How do you stop it? I know the answer, but a lot of people don't like the answer, and that's just too damn bad. It is what it is. Yeah.
This isn't showing me what. This is showing me.
Oh, I think I know how to. You know how you put things in your hand when you hot wire?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I could put it in my hand and then drop it. That's just. That's tedious. So I have to go to the menu, put it on my. Now, if I pull up my menu, can I just like hit 2 on this and it hotbar? No. See, you can't click on anything. Why can't I? Can I drag it into my hotbar? No. So this is not intuitive.
Just those two.
I tried that.
Try on your normal.
No, it'll be this keyboard. Is that a bug or something? Why can't I would think that if I hover over something, I should be able to pull up a sub menu that says drop, use, something like that. And I can't even drag it into my toolbar. How do I put it? So I have to go.
Hey, try to access that storage unit right there with the plus sign over there. To the left. That plus sign, yeah. Now try to drop hover there. See it right there.
I have a storage container, so I could just drop. Did you just fart?
No, I did that with the top.
Oh. And I have water in here too. I need water. I'm thirsty.
It has two flares, so it's distracted. Or big. Well, somewhat big fire.
But so how do I equip these items to my hotbar?
If it's equipment, you can just hover over it and it should say, see, 1 through 5 slot. Just press 1 through 5.
Oh, so I can't equip.
It's yours. You have to be careful. Unless you want to grab
So now how do I drink the water?
Vital signs stabilizing.
And then how do I get more water? I'm surrounded by water. Do I have a desalinizer?
Those bladder fish things?
Yeah.
The one that's sort of like, anyway, you get one of them, upgrade aggregators or like your food menu, and you go up instead of the Coke, and it should say water.
Yeah.
It says bladder fish.
I made water before. I just didn't remember how I did it. So it's from a fish? Whole fish?
That's normal. But I like those.
Which one is the bladder fish? Ah, get away from me. Yeah, I hear that. There's something loud and scary sounding, belching far away from me. It's like, oh, 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 oh. Okay. I'm gonna keep playing the video. I'm trying to see her take on free will.
Oxygen.
Because I think this is what, if it came to debating, I'm going to debate an orthodox on free will, but they'll just call me a Calvinist the whole time and say I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm a Calvinist. What's this rock? Is this a mineable rock? I don't need a spoiler. I just need basic. No, but I know, but don't tell me a spoiler. I just need basic tips on how to user interface type questions, like how do I delete items in my inventory? And we still haven't figured that out. But if there's something about the story that is like, if there's something that I need to make sure I do so that I can, well, like in some games, it'll be like, there's going to be a boss fight, and when it happens, you need to make this decision, or else you're going to screw up the end of your game. And I want to know things like that. Is there even boss fights in this? Don't go near Leviathan.
But anyway, unless you're on ultimate difficulty, you're the hardest difficulty. But anyway,
It's coming up. Okay.
there's one thing that you need to find out how to deactivate the anti-ship cannon.
Deactivate the anti-ship cannon. Okay.
That's what shot down the floor.
Okay, so you just gave me a. Okay. Well, okay, that's fine.
I didn't tell you how to do it. I just said
At some point, I'm gonna need to deactivate a cannon. Okay. He said Josh Akami. Freddie doesn't understand politics at all. He doesn't really understand like the political spectrum or the political compass or anything like that. I just took a live political compass test the other day, Freddie, and I in detail explained all of my answers and why I believe what I believe and all my positions and all that stuff. And it showed based off that test, I'm farther right and more authoritarian than Nick Fuentes. So calling me a commie is kind of retarded. Granted, Nick was answering certain questions certain ways for optics. I don't care about the optics because I'm never going to run for government, but he has a chance at running for government. So for optics, even though he's already the most banned person ever because he, never mind, he really doesn't like the J words. But I'm for optics, I don't have a problem with it. Sorry, I'm trying to play the video because he said we're almost there.
It's real good. Let me know. We can watch and just kind of go with the flow. That's it. God thanks. You had someone in your chat last time saying they wanted
I click
10
away or I
minutes
start reading the
to
chat or
rape
something and I forget that the
me.
game's still going. And
I'm blocking evil. Okay, well that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still get
but
hungry,
that doesn't
thirsty.
explain why you block literally everyone else. You have a blocking fascination. I mean, I don't care. Do what you got to do, but you do block a lot of people. I'm just saying.
Look at the chat. R word is pretty weird though.
Now, would that cross be a decoration or a way of life? See, that's the question. That's really the question. Yes. I'm choosing more peace in my life. Well, that's good. That's good. I like that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I am going to I'm gonna post the link for this StreamYard. Can I have it so it's audio only? I don't want nobody's face to be on stream with me. I'm just kidding. You guys can
I
show
need
your
water.
face if you want.
I have another
to,
water
but
in my
I don't really want to
in my
look
storage
at your face.
chest.
I don't think I can turn that off. But I'm gonna post the link. I'm gonna
No, I didn't find a bladder
in this chat.
But I want to see equipment. Oh,
okay. Let's
make
see.
it. Oh, wait, let me see what else.
Let me go to live. Let's go to live over here. Okay.
Deployables.
I just got here. What kind of
Deployables.
trouble is Leon starting now? All of it. Yes.
So basically, I have a storage chest that's out in the somewhere.
It is time.
Am I gonna
Bible
be able to
time.
find
Bible
it though? If I drop
time.
it?
Yes, it is.
So you put it down, like, cause when I'm out swimming and stuff, I can find my pod. It'll show like it still pops up on my, but the storage lockers won't. I need to have a beacon. Okay, it's like a buoy or like a something. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Lord, and my face. Don't be an edgelord, and that's really about it.
I can make another one.
About it.
You just need one.
Yeah. Why isn't this open? There we go. Okay. No edgelords allowed. Nope. Come talk to me. Camera not required.
Oh, so it gives me little sonic bubbles underwater.
Required. Okay.
So that I can.
I'm purposely not promoting this link quite yet because I want to get some more content on this channel.
Did anybody in chat get that reference? He said, I got a water pump that pumps pipes down and it makes bubbles, and then I can breathe from the bubbles. Anybody play Sonic the Hedgehog? When you're in the underwater level and you're running out of air and it's going bum 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 bum, and then you see a little bubble coming up and you swim up to it or you run up to it and you jump, boop, and then you get air. It goes, wah. That's Sonic. Worthless, I tell you. You're worthless.
Gather your ears like Van Gogh. Oh man, you should use the whiteboard for the communist takeover explanation. There is a thought. I have done a whiteboard on this topic many times.
That was not a lot of food. I need a lot of food.
I have convinced some people, but
Oh,
it's
no,
not.
I need
You know, it's
water.
crazy. Like if you were to look at my YouTube channel and look at the scope of the content that I upload, the content that gets the most amount of views tends to be the content that I'm making a joke, like we're just playing around, you know, or I'm reacting to something and I'm expressing my distaste for what I'm watching, but there's no actual solution attached to it. It's like, look at this thing that I'm upset about, and I want you guys to know why I'm upset about it. But whenever I've made content that gets to the core of why these problems exist, not that many views. You know why? Because I think most people don't want to face the facts. I think they want to live in their little bubble and pretend these problems don't exist. Because part of the solution is looking at ourselves. And a lot of people don't like doing that because a lot of people think that they're perfect and they're good people. Yeah, I used to think that too. Until I understood why the problems in the world exist is because we've all done something to contribute to these problems. And
I'm trying to find
the difference between
bubble fish.
saying it in a communist, for example, is that the communist
Get out of here.
wants you to fix these problems by
this big guy
bending the knee to their propaganda. We will re-educate you. The state will re-educate you.
He's gonna
But
fart
on
in
the other
my
side,
face.
I'm saying these problems can be fixed when we allow ourselves to be led by an actual leader.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have
Not the
extra
government.
time now.
The government is not our leader. The government is not coming to save us.
Where would a bubble fish be?
YouTube is suppressing the truth in unrighteousness.
Can I get a flashlight?
Oh man. Let's see. God never said that this world is ours. It belongs to the devil. Well, this world is a mess. It is a mess. But
well, that's wrong.
From a logical standpoint,
to
if
her
more
chat,
people, you know what,
God did say this world is ours at
damn
one
whiteboard
point,
to show. You know what?
and we messed it up. And then
get
he
the
gave it to
whiteboard.
the devil.
Because why not? It's a Tuesday afternoon. Is it classified as afternoon? It's 1 p.m. This is afternoon, right? Right? We're going to get the whiteboard in a second, but first we're going to look at some super chats, all right? Because I had a super chat, okay? We got one here from Dr. Umar Jermaine Shoemaker Johnson. I love that. I will say, black people with my school, please donate. No. I would love to have a conversation with Dr. Umar. Honestly, I think I would enjoy it. I think I would enjoy it. I can see why being called Granny Gothics in public could be cringe. It's like that one guy who knows, named Philip, but he's like, call me Phantom. Oh, what? Let's see. It's bad enough that atheists
deep over here.
call God Sky Daddy. I don't expect them to not call God Sky Daddy. I don't expect someone who doesn't.
What's a floater? It's a floater.
Say the right words. But if anything, at minimum, it is a sign that they don't actually have.
Is that scary? Is that bad?
They're just
complaining. That's a big old monster.
But they don't actually have anything legitimate to add to the conversation instead of just saying Sky Daddy, Sky
They have
Daddy,
resources on their
Daddy,
back.
Daddy. Okay, great. That's awesome. I'm so glad. Do you actually have an argument? Sky Daddy, Sky Daddy. Can you refute anything that I'm saying? Sky Daddy. Okay.
They have resources.
Thank you so much, little Timmy, for that wonderful, insightful thing that you just said. Ah, man.
I have 23
Okay,
seconds
so,
of air left.
Let's do some whiteboard. What do
I
you guys
can't get
think?
that either.
My room is a mess right now. All right, let's see.
Oh,
I have
I'm
to
drowning. Wait.
bring the whiteboard. You know, maybe I don't even have to get up. Let's see if I can do that.
I'm getting attacked.
Well, you guys want to talk about communists, right? You want to talk about communist takeover? You want to talk about?
No, I want to hear you talk about free will. I don't care about comedy.
By the way, I have recommended books that you guys should pick up on my website that talk about these things. Gothics.tv.
She got
Scroll down,
books.
recommended
Everybody
books.
got books.
Link is
Oh,
right there,
recommended
okay?
books. Well, I could recommend some books. Why was I started hitting that and then it stopped.
Well, the weird thing is sometimes I actually not
No, I knew this. I mean, I picked something up. I was mime picking for a couple seconds and then I stopped. No, look now. I was swimming and I saw this and I got close to it and then I started.
I don't feel like getting up, so.
Wait, what was that?
Okay, let's see.
Oh, that's what it was.
I'm an atheist, and yeah, I do call God Sky Daddy. That's weird though, but why? That's the only thing I could ask is just why. Why make the effort?
I'm on a
to come
creature's
up with a
back
name
right
for
now.
something that you don't even
This is
believe.
crazy. This is a.
This thing is there,
It looks
but
like
I'm
a
gonna call it
rock.
something.
It looks like just a rock.
All right, let's see if I can
swimming in the ocean
make this
with some
board.
stuff on it.
All right.
But when you go underneath,
One moment.
and this is cool. I think this is probably like the real ocean. Like there's moving masses of oysters and stuff built onto something back, and we don't even know that it's there. They can't scan for it.
Wow. All right. Okay. All right, so I don't like how this looks. I'm just like I'm
I'm
floating.
an atheist, and I do call God Sky.
I'm floating here.
Yeah, they all do.
All right,
They're
let me
retarded.
This. Oh my goodness. All right.
And it's the same thing that they
Sky
would
Daddy is a
do
lot
to
easier
their
to
daddy.
attack
It's because
than something people actually believe
it's
in.
because
Hell,
they
I
know
asked
God
them
is
to, and
really their father, and they hate
Uh,
their father.
That's a whole lot of whiteness.
They hate their
I
mother.
know,
They
right?
hate their father. So they hate God.
Okay,
So they
okay,
hate
we'll see.
institutions. So they
Okay,
hate
so,
enforcement. So they hate
let's see,
law
how
and
do we
order.
wanna
So they
start
hate
this?
government.
Because someone asked me the question,
It's all
what
the
do I
same
feel
thing.
about the police trying
They're not
to
connected
find
to their father.
people who were booing Letitia
God.
James? Is that her name? They were booing her, and so they're
And then
trying
that
to
works
re-educate people.
downwards
And then I said that
through
this
the
was a
earthly
communist,
father,
we
through
are
the
in
world,
the
through
midst of a
everybody.
communist takeover, which isn't new, by the way. It's not
That's why they
new.
atheists call God Sky Daddy.
So
Because they know he really is
I'm
their
thinking of the
dad.
best way to illustrate this. Like if I were to start,
They just hate him. So they deny him. Who's your daddy?
give me a second. I'm pondering this. Oh, the fire
my ship?
department. That's it. That's
I
interesting.
still haven't found a bubble fish. I'm
That's
gonna
really
run out of
interesting.
water. Bladderfish. What do they look like?
God thinks, do I think that John Cena's stunt was a humiliation ritual? Probably. I mean, if anything, he's humiliating himself. That's weird. Oh, well, the police department was created to round up
Whoa.
escaped slaves in the U.S. I forgot the whole thing, but it was a fire department employees. But it was a fire department employees.
So
who
I
were-
need to
oh,
get a bunch of
interesting.
those.
Okay.
There's another
Interesting. Interesting.
one. Oh yeah.
Why do we stroke
They
our
look
chin?
like little water
I'm
bottles
thinking,
in
curious
the
behavior.
ocean.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Isn't that ironic
That's a good
that
question,
we to survive in the ocean,
Okay. So,
we gotta find fish that look like bottles of water.
how about we do this? I feel like I
Bottle
will
fish.
need to stand up.
That's
Unfortunately.
eventually what when
I'm gonna have to.
bottles keep going
They'll
in the
make you
ocean.
stand
We
up.
have Bottle Island. One day we're gonna have bottle fish.
Sick of it.
Immediately.
Seek fluid intake immediately. I got it.
Can't sit
Can I
down
do
for 5
this?
minutes.
Do I have to be at my ship to do this?
Gonna make me get up.
I'm close.
Test. Can you guys hear this? I gotta take a grand.
Why do
stand.
you stroke your
Can you hear
chin when
this?
thinking? I'm gonna stop answering these questions and listen to what her answers to these questions are. But I still
Well-
haven't got to the free will part. We're like 20 minutes in.
Hear what? All right. So you
Did I
can't hear
skip
this.
it?
You're just messing with me right now. Is what you're doing.
Was it a
All right,
long segment or was it
All right,
just
we're
like
getting up. Let me move my chair out of
2
the way.
seconds and you comment?
You know, it's just kind of crazy to think about how I used to just stream video games for a living.
Rome, what
That's
up?
how I made my money.
What time is
And
the
then somehow,
timestamp in that
I
video?
ended up
Where are you at in
making
it?
content
I'm
on
at.
communists. It's funny how things work out.
I'm
Okay.
currently at
They
34
do like that
minutes.
sometimes. All right.
And I've been listening in 1.5 speed since 20 minutes. We pretty much listened to most of it. If it happened between like 11 and 14, I think I skipped a little bit. So if it was just a real short, quick snippet, she just addressed a question real quick. I thought it was like she actually spent some time looking into it, because you can't kind of brush over the free will question. What the really? 20 minutes in? I'm 34 minutes in right now. Go back to the 14-minute mark. You know what happened? You told me 14. You said it's about 14, so I started at 15. So maybe if it was just a quick comment, then I might have missed it.
We'll talk about all throughout the year. I think it's important, especially when you come from
This
the
is
kids. Very
13,
important. I don't think it needs to be
52.
a specific day for it. I don't think that actually adds anything. You know, I think we should always just keep talking about it. But that's all I really have to say. You know, like I don't really pay it. Like this is the first time I'm hearing about it. D-trans awareness. There's a day for it.
Are they talking about Easter? Is she talking about Easter being pagan? Don't let me hear that crap. Next week on Monday, we're doing Easter is not pagan again. Every year at this time, every year for Easter, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, we got to reiterate that that Christians came up with these holidays. It's a Christian American holiday. It's not a pagan holiday. And these Easter's not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Yeah. I think it's the third Sunday in March. Or
Passover, right?
no, is it April? It is supposed to be in April. I think it's March this year, though.
I remember it being like April 6th when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's March 31st this year. It's the last Sunday in March.
2008.
Well, it wasn't April in 2008. No, I said it probably was in April in 2008. No, it was March 23rd. I thought it was April too, but I guess it's March. But anyway.
Doesn't make sense because the calendar never changes and they've already known about the thing for.
Well, the calendar does change because we have leap years, and
Well, no, if it doesn't change because of what they're saying right here, basically it's always on the same day.
the calendar changes every year.
Right?
But some holidays are like the third. If the holiday is the third month or the first Monday of the year, then the day is going to change because the first Monday of the year is always going to be different. I mean, the first Monday of the month. You know what I'm saying?
First day of the month would be on a different day.
But if it's set on a certain date, I think Easter is supposed to be the last Sunday of March or something like that. I don't know. I thought it was April too. You don't remember any of this? What timestamp are you at? You sending me another dang link? Oh, it's a link with a timestamp. 7 minutes in? Oh, we skipped way past that.
Talk to me. Camera not required. Camera not required. Okay. I'm purposely not promoting this link quite yet because I want to get some more content on this channel. Actually, no, I lied. Let me post this on my YouTube. I lied. I just changed my opinion. Right now, I changed it. Hold on. Let's do this. Share. Streaming on my Bible thumping channel. Subscriber count goes down. That's okay.
You know what I don't like, but I understand it.
Okay.
You know what I don't like, but I understand it. And I told Floor about this. I told her if you're making your channel and you want to have a serial killer channel, you can't also have Guatemala Sunset channel. Those need to be two different channels. One of them you do your shorts, you have your Guatemala sunsets, you're walking on the beach, your scenery, your foliage, your photography, all that stuff. The other one, you talk about serial killers. You keep them separate. And that's what she's done. She has her Bible thumping channel on one channel. Me, which is probably why I don't grow faster, but me, I just do it all on one channel. It's all the gaming. I know that the conservatives hate the gaming. Guess what? You're going to get the gaming. And then I got the camping and the survival. I got product reviews. I got cooking. We're going to Bible thump. We're going to talk about philosophy. We're going to make racist jokes. We're going to talk about politics. All on the same channel. That's what you get here, boys. I was checking to see if it was the same video. Well, did I just jump back way before it was? Is that the timestamp or is that where it was? I can't hate on her for this because I don't have timestamps either. But man, timestamps are so good. YouTube used to do them automatically. I got like 45 minutes left. I haven't made progress. I figured some things out. We've made some. Well, we have made progress. I figured out. I just need to get water, so I need to turn these into.
Once you make water, try to get the first thing you need to make is battery. First thing you need to make is battery, repair kit, and the scanner. Not the repair kit, the repair tool.
Yeah, and then once I get the scanner, I just scan everything.
Yes, scan everything you find.
Okay.
And you'll find some blueprints.
And then when I scan it, I get the blueprints, and then it will tell me what I need to make those things.
But if it's not scannable, it won't like highlight or anything, so don't miss.
But are there like events in the game where I'm gonna need to do something? I'm gonna need to.
Once you get radio, you'll find out.
Once I get.
It's right there. You'll see it when you get the repair tool.
So right now I'm just surviving, gathering. All these games are pretty much the same. Survive, gather. Now, what's important to know is what I need to gather a lot of in the beginning.
Okay.
So blow.
Copper and titanium. Because you need 10 titanium to make a titanium ingot. You need 2 of those to make a sea moth.
See, this is different than other survival games because usually in a survival game, you start out, you're getting grass and trees. You're cutting logs. Cut logs, make a shelter. We already have a shelter. So.
Well, then you're just trying to get blueprints, basically.
We're trying to get blueprints to make our shelter bigger and stronger, and we're gathering minerals.
Yes.
Wreckage. Ship wreckage. Should I pick up a lot of ship wreckage if I see it?
That takes a lot of inventory. I just say pick up like
a couple.
Go to limestone because they give you roughly the same wattage on titanium.
Is there a way to find limestone easier? Is there something I'm looking for?
You would need a scanner room.
A scanner room. So for now, I'm just swimming around, making sure I have.
You do not have a compass. You will not be able to find the beacons.
Make sure I have food and water. Swim around and look for things to mine.
Yes. And you need to make a battery first so you can make the scanner and repair. That's what you need.
Battery scanner repair tool. Got it. Got it.
You already got the O2 tank, so then you just need the.
Oh look, hold on. I found it in the chat, Bibby. They're talking to you right now. Hold on. Bibby said, if free will existed, we'd all choose to do the right things, but evil is always tempting us and placing thoughts in our head that we mistake as our own facts. I agree with you, but I don't think that proves we have no free will, just that we are weak and can't do it without the Holy Spirit. Right, but if you're following the Holy Spirit, you're doing the Holy Spirit's will. You're not doing your will anymore. It's not a free will. It comes with consequences, and it's informed by something.
It's actually kind of like the voice of God.
It's informed by your influences, by everything in the world, but above that, it's informed by good or evil. So I found it. I think this must be where she's talking about it. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. Let's see the chat. We'll watch the chat. That makes it easier. Bibby said facts. Somebody said facts, Bibby. People always say, I want to do better. I want to stop smoking or drinking. They can't seem to will themselves to do so. No, you can't.
Or they're lying.
You can't. And you can't. And for people that ever did did heroin or sex addiction or anything like that, they didn't make the choice to do it. They didn't will themselves to do it. They got to the point where it was so bad that they had no other choice. Your choice is death or fix it. You don't have a choice. I didn't have a choice to stop doing drugs, hardcore drugs. I was gonna die. I was poor and dying. Hold on, Jane, I got this. But you confused her? Oh. All right, say what you were gonna say. And then...
I was gonna say, shit. Oh yeah, the end result is they found a jellyfish that can actually reverse its age, and if I thought of a way to make it a gene therapy for humans, we could reverse our age too with kind of gene therapy.
There's a guy on. He was on Flagrant talking about. He's a rich guy and he's trying to reverse aging. That's his whole goal in life.
That's all you have to do is find that jellyfish and make it an enzyme to where we can make it absorb.
Well, no, I think he's crazy and I think he's a demon. But I don't think.
It's evil.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna reverse
It's
aging.
artificial immortality. But the bullshit that they don't tell you that Lucifer doesn't want you to know is that you can still die.
He said he's dedicated. I'm going to talk about that in one of these shows one day. Flagrant had a guy on, and he's been making his rounds on podcasts and stuff. He's trying to reverse aging, and he's putting numbers on. Like he said, my sexual age is 18, my mental age is 63, and my physical age is 45, but my actual age is 62. And it's like, what? What? But he looks creepy. He looks like the guy from that church, Joel Osteen. He looks like he's drinking baby blood, like Nancy Pelosi or something. Trying to pull Benjamins. Hold on, let me get.
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot, this one's at the wrong. You guys can't even see the. I have the wrong video pulled up. Okay, hold on. I clicked a different thing. Huh.
This is the secret to that one.
What, power bait?
Don't say the color because it ruins it and everybody will freaking cheat.
Do you think people on the internet here are fishing in Salt Lake City lakes?
Exactly, that's the point.
He lives in Georgia.
Georgia.
The color green? Is that a secret?
Green, sparkly, fine. It's called Grandpa's Pond. Since you just said it.
Small shorts, but I forgot. I have the wrong freaking window pulled up. Hold on. Okay, we go here. We go here. We close this. We open this. We play this. We should be about at the spot.
Yeah, check that out. Remnant News. It's really good.
It might be back a little farther because Bibby was talking about it and the chat's all talking about it now. Let's go back like 30 seconds.
Expanding it beyond the traditional blood relationships to include any relationship based on mutual devotion. And that's exactly what we were talking about yesterday. It's like, okay, are we going to follow God's standard of what constitutes as a family, or are we going?
I don't believe that. Also, the Bible's been changed a ton of times, so
Exactly. It's like that's not what
Disney might have got rights to do some stories from the Bible, and they're going to make their own version of Bible stories. But it's not like that hasn't been done 1,000 times already.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Can I put a little bit in that my thing for later?
Here, go ahead. Take a cigarette.
Curious, did we start the stream with a prayer? Possibly. I don't know why people do that. People do that in my streams, and it's like they'll come in and it'll be a new person and they'll say, Can we do a prayer right now in the stream, in the middle of the stream? Can we start the stream with a prayer? Can we end the stream with a prayer? And it's like, no, I'm not a preacher.
You're supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to do it on your own. Like, what did Jesus do? He didn't go fucking in a church. He went in a freaking vineyard or on Mount Sinai.
Well, he did go in the church and he got kicked out. He tried going in the churches and they didn't like him. But so then he said, "I'm gonna make my own church." But like pray in the middle of the stream? No. Read your Bible. You're not supposed to pray in public like that. It's not supposed to be a gaudy thing that you're doing for attention.
No, not like that. It's supposed to be like in your own privacy, but like that. Yeah. Where nobody's at.
To say,
Yeah, when nobody,
we get our standards from the government, and the
devices and
government can
no
essentially say, this is
quiet.
how a family should be, question mark, just whatever. And that's how you break society apart. You break up the family, you break up society, you break everyone
Actually, I
apart,
think that's
and it's
always the
easier
worst
to
place to
control.
pray.
But yeah, check
You
that
gotta
out.
pray outside of you. You
Remnant
gotta
News.
watch your head. You can't
It's
pray
really good.
inside your head. You gotta and just watch.
Coral Rose says, you need to keep thumping on the main channel. Watching it helped convince me.
But I keep getting distracted.
Yeah? That's good. Thank God. Praise the Lord. That's not me, though. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad. I'm not going to totally stop talking about God on my channel, but I'm going to be more creative. It's not just the fact, by the way, that I'm trying to be creative with how I share the gospel.
Yeah, you can show it. Here, take this. Can we start the stream with a prayer? So I see Bibby in the chat talking about it. If free will existed, okay, I read all that. So I gotta go back farther.
You know those two targets on the wall, right? Is it okay if I hold this next one? Or what do you want me to do with it? Yeah.
Just put it right there.
That's Josh. This is his mic. That's how big the fish is, roughly.
There's a trout.
Yeah.
We got a trout. Well, he got a trout. He found a new little fishing spot somewhere nearby. We'll have to hit it up one of these days. I'm just nocturnal being now, and it sucks.
It closes at 10, so it opens at 5.
We'd have to go from like 6 to 8 one of these days. If I wake up at 5, we could get out there by 6.
Yeah. Oh, you still need to go grocery shopping too, huh?
No, you put that in the fridge. I went grocery shopping this morning.
I was gonna go.
I think Smith's is cheaper than Walmart, but hopefully. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that, but I shopped at Walmart. I just happened to be shopping at Walmart. And I think Smith's is cheaper than Walmart. You can only get a 3-pound thing of ground beef at Walmart for like $12. The Smith's, I think I can get a 5-pound one for like $16. I think the ratio is better. Anyway. I'll see you later, Shane. So the problem with the free will debate is that Orthodox and people like that, they're going to call you a Calvinist and start making fun of you. John Calvin, he was one of the main leaders of the Protestant Reformation, along with Martin Luther in when was that? I don't know the year. I'm not good with years. Like I think it was like the 1400s or something. And that led to Christianity that we have today in America was from Luther and Calvin, pretty much. But a lot of people have wrote off Calvin. They wrote off a lot of his ideas as crazy. And one of the main things that they don't like is that he was against free will. And they've kind of built this free will doctrine into Christianity where the street preachers, the churches, everybody, they're always talking about God gave us free will. And I don't know. I've read Genesis, and they always go to Genesis. I've read Genesis. Genesis was one of the first large swaths of the Bible that I memorized. And it wasn't on choice. It was because in Christian school, we had Bible study class, and every week we had to memorize a chunk of the Bible. And then at the end of the week, we'd have to sit down with the teacher and we'd have to recite it. And it was in the front of the class, teacher, student, sit there, recite it. And so we did a Genesis section in like third grade, fourth grade, somewhere around there, where we started with, Genesis 1 through 10. If it depending on what grade it was, is how big the section was. So if it was in, I can't remember exactly, but if it was in third grade, then we would have to memorize like 5 verses for a week. We'd have a week to memorize 5 verses, and then we recite them at the end of the week in Bible study class. So, and then the next week we would do 5 through 10, and then the next week we would do 10 through 15, and then at the end of the quarter there would be a big quarterly test. This is why Christian school is better than public school, because I learned how to write research papers. I learned how to do research. I learned how to do memorization. I learned good reading comprehension, all these things at a very young age. And then when I got into middle school and public school, I was like, wow, these kids are doing what we did in second grade. These kids are just now learning about the Pythagorean theorem. These people are like, but then I got into like the drugs and the popularity and all that stuff, and I didn't care about school anymore, and it was behind, and I was ahead of these kids, so I got into other things, and then my grades went down, and blah blah blah, and I became a problem child, a boy, a boy. I became a boy was becoming a man. That's kind of how it goes. Schools are designed to cater to girls. The girls are a little slower than guys in the younger ages. And then the girls get intellectually ahead of guys because they're focused on schooling and they're one track minded and they can focus on this stuff. While the guys are like, I want to play, I want to go do stuff. And so that's how it goes. But anyway, so I memorized, I don't remember exactly how much, but I memorized a large chunk of Genesis. At least all of Genesis 1, where I could recite all of the first chapter of Genesis. Not Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was formless and without void, and darkness was over the waters, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember it anymore like I used to, but I used to be able to do the whole chapter of Genesis 1. And I've never seen anything in there. And then I studied it when I was in jail. I did Bible studies. I've done concordance courses, and I've heard pastors, and I believed in free will for all of my life because people were telling me to believe in it, even though my lying eyes were not showing it to me. Every time I read it, I didn't see it. I didn't see God giving free will to people. What I saw is God is a stern father. God is pretty authoritarian. Law and order, rule, power, judges, enforcement. God assigns these people. God assigned people. When you killed somebody, God punished you. When you broke the law, God punished you. That's not free will. Nothing's free. If there's consequence or benefit, then it's not free. And there is consequences to our decisions, our choices. And also, God never gave them no choice to eat from the fruit. He commanded them not to eat that fruit, and they did it anyway. Why did they do it? They didn't do it of their own free will. They didn't just freely one day decide, I'm going to eat from this fruit that God told me not. My father told me not to eat from this, and one day I just decide I'm going to eat from this. No, it's when your friend comes along and he says, hey, why don't we go get that? No, it's when Satan comes along and he whispers in your ear, why don't we go do this? That's when you do it. You don't do it of your own free will. You do it because you were influenced by the world to do it. And yeah. But I can't find where she says it in the video, baby. I'm trying, but
Exactly what we were talking about yesterday. It's like, okay, are we going to follow God's standard of what constitute constitutes as a family, or are we going to say, we get our standards from the government, and the government can essentially say, this is how a family should be, question mark, just whatever. And that's how you break society apart. You break up the family, you break up society, you break everyone apart, and it's easier to control. But yeah, check that out. Remnant News. It's really good. Coral Rose says, you need to keep thumping on the main channel. Watching it helped convince me. Yeah? That's good. Thank God. Praise the Lord. That's not me, though.
Now I think
That's
I'm too
awesome
far
to
in.
hear. I'm glad. I'm not going to totally stop talking about God on my channel, but I'm going to be more creative. It's not just the fact, by the way, that I'm trying to be creative with how I share the gospel. It's I also want free range to be creative in general. And one of the things that I have struggled with is not
I don't
only
know,
getting
man. It must be
criticism
farther
from
back than this. Did
non-Christians
I
on
go
my
too
main
far?
channel, but also
I
from
can't find it.
veteran Christians, where the veteran Christians are like, why are you talking about this video? Get back to sharing the gospel. It's like they have they cannot conceive me as a YouTuber just wanting to make a video because it's fun. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to be a free range YouTuber and not feel like I need to be confined to one particular subject matter. It drives me crazy.
That's why they do the different channels, because you get different audiences watching different stuff, and then they all want you to do a specific thing that they want you to do. And then when they don't like one thing that you do, sometimes like playing Subnautica, they want to dip. They want to dip. But then they'll go subscribe to the other channel where you just talk about that thing. But they don't like the one channel where you do the other thing. So they don't like you for you. They just want to hear their confirmation bias repeated in their head. They don't really like you for being a creator. They like you because they want to hear this track playing on repeat in their mind. Wow, that was a breakthrough I just had. Well, I kind of always knew it, but I just never put it into words like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what happens. They'll subscribe to your Bible thumping channel because all they want to hear is Bible thumping. But they won't subscribe to your movie channel where you're talking about movies because they don't like movies. Movies are gay. I don't want to hear about movies, you know? That's so true. That's so true. People are whack. This is why I hate people. Sorry, guys. But in when the grid goes down, you're all dead to me. Bibby, I'm not gonna find you in Georgia. You're dead to me when the grid goes down. But I love you. All right, I can't find the clip, but okay, we talked about with Louette some gothic stuff. I wanted to hear her thoughts on free will, but I thought I didn't know she was just reading comments and made a quick comment on it. Honestly, I don't. Yeah, I thought it was there's a guest named Joshua Smith on Slightly Offensive right now. Who's this dang fraud? Slightly Offensive.
Back on Waco. Okay. Now you could say whatever you want about David.
This guy's name is Joshua Smith. This guy's a fraud. There's only one Joshua Smith in these lands. He probably lives in Australia if he's on Slightly Offensive, to be honest.
Koresh. He might have been the biggest piece of shit in the world. Maybe you're right about that. I don't know.
He sounds American.
But he was selling legal guns.
Off the rip.
Okay. The ATF could have came and picked him up. He
2840 timestamp. Okay, now we found it.
They could have nabbed him at any time.
Dang it!
They went out to all these gun shows. He could have nabbed him.
28.
He could have nabbed him at any of these gun shows, right? Like there was so many opportunities. But what happened was, Janet Reno and then the ATF.
2840 timestamp after I just switched the video. He probably said it before I switched the video, but God. Grace, get off of my feed, Grace. Get off of my feed, Grace. Oh my gosh. Now I gotta go. Hold on. It's not your fault, baby. It's my fault. Gotta go back to the video. Gotta put the video here. Got to go to the
Get back to sharing the
timestamp.
gospel. It's like they have no they cannot conceive me as YouTuber just wanting to make a video
Tags me
because
at 1845.
it's fun. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to be a free range YouTuber and not
I've been
feel
to
like I need to
14.
be confined to one particular subject matter. It drives me crazy from either side of the spiritual aisle.
2840.
Let me scroll up a little bit.
We're at 2840
If
right
free
now.
will
Oh, there you
existed,
go.
we'd all choose to do the right things, but evil is always tempting us and placing thoughts in our head that we mistake as our own. If free will so you think that free will doesn't exist? I'm just very confused by you, Lord Bibby. Not by you, but by this statement. I'm so confusion. No fun for me.
They've never heard this.
No fun for me at all. How dare I?
Oh, that was it. Ah, okay.
The government is the
Shout out, Bibby. Bibby just was just referencing that moment. It was my own. Are you on top chat? Yes, I am. Now I'm on live chat. Also at 2840, 1845. So she's never heard that before. She's been interviewed by Jesse, but I don't think people get. I don't know, but because you want to be equal to God. Okay, so she wasn't doing a show about free will. You just threw her a comment, and it threw her off.
Do we really have free will, though? I mean, did you make a conscious decision to type this comment right now?
There we go.
Or is there some type of
basic,
psychological or spiritual?
The opposite of based. The opposite of based. Basic. You use your thoughts when you write your chats. Yeah, I use my thoughts when I write my. No, I don't. When I talk, I'm not thinking about it. When I'm texting something, I'm usually. Well, texting is different. Texting, you can reiterate it, but that's all thoughts. That's not will. Your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Are your thoughts just a biological thing that happened over time and evolution and blah blah blah? Or your thoughts from God? Or your thoughts from Satan? What influences your thoughts? Who controls your thoughts? Are thoughts even real? Yeah, you got her with that one. She's thrown off. She's never heard this. It's crazy that Christians have never heard this idea. And this is what helped Calvin helped form a lot of American Christianity. And it was people wrote off Calvinism because he didn't believe in free will and he went off of what the Bible said. It was just simply what the Bible says we go off of. We're not doing this crazy interpretation. We're not doing hermeneutics. We're not doing all this other stuff. We don't have apostolic succession. You don't get to say you have the bloodline that knows the church better and then take over the information and run the information and be very authoritarian about it. The church was being very authoritarian. And the problem with authoritarianism is when it gets too extreme, people realize they don't like that authority. But everybody wants authority. They just want the authority they want. Anarchists just want the authority they want. And so Calvin was rebelling against the Catholic authority, same as Luther, and they left and they they tried to make their own versions of Christianity, but Calvin was just trying to go off the Bible. He said sola scriptura. That's where sola scriptura comes from. And the 5-point Calvinists, the 7-point Calvinists, the all the solas, all that stuff that comes from Calvinism. And they put the Bible over the church leaders. The Catholic Church didn't like that. The Orthodox Church didn't like that. So they basically kicked him out. Same thing with Martin Luther, and that's what led to American Christianity. And that yet nobody's heard of it. Christians, when you say it, like blows their mind. They've never possibly conceived that even though they believe God knows everything, a determinist worldview doesn't make sense to them. It's crazy. It seems to me that if God knows everything that's going to happen, if I believe in an all-knowing God, how can I believe that things are not determined? Everything is determined. It's not determined by science and nature and evolution. It's not natural law. It's not none of that. That affects it because Satan owns the world. But like God knows what's going to happen in his ant farm. Does God give the ants and the ant if you have an ant farm, okay? Do the ants in the ant farm have free will? I would say no, they don't. You could say, yes, they do have free will. But do they have free will when you could shake the ant farm at any moment? Do they have free will when they can't leave the ant farm? They think they can leave the ant farm. They figure out how to make a spaceship to get to the top of the ant farm, but they can't leave the ant farm. They're never going to leave the ant farm. They can't leave the ant farm. They're imprisoned in the ant farm, which is not just the world, the universe, the galaxy, the planet, everything. We can't leave this. We can't leave reality. We can't be on God's realm until we die, until he decides where we go, where he judges us. But what free will do the ants have? Yeah, the ant can decide if I want to take this path or this path. Yeah, the ant can decide, do I want to go mate with the queen or do I want to go eat some food? But at any point, I could shake the ant farm. What free will do you have? You build your tunnels, you build your systems, and you think you're doing your free will. Really, you're just doing what you're designed to do in this system. I want you to build tunnels. I want you to go to the food that's here, or I want you to go to the queen that's here. You build your tunnels. I can drop little they have this with like high level ant farming. You can like drop different scents and stuff and pheromones and make them tunnel specific ways. What free will do you think you have? You're just an ant on an ant farm. God is king. Like, God is looking at this ant farm and he's trying to see what you're doing. The crazy thing is, there's a mean ant farm owner and he's got like a dark tunnel that leads to his ant farm. And it's the big tunnel. The little tunnel that leads to the nice, happy ant farm is a little tiny little tunnel. And there's not a lot of hints leading to where it is. But then there's a big tunnel with a bunch of pheromones and a bunch of nice apple chunks and fruits and sugars and stuff that the ants want. And so most of the ants are just going to take that big tunnel with the fruits and the sugars and the pheromones and the sweets and stuff, and they're going to get to the big chaotic ant farm where this dark ant farm owner is shaking it up all the time. Meanwhile, there's a nice ant farm over here, but there's a little path that leads to it. And it's not your free will to find that path. Oh, that kind of messes up my analogy, because now it becomes ants are stupid. So this is the difference between ants and humans. We have consciousness, it was given to us by the guy who made the nice ant farm. So there are some hints. We do have some hints. We just have to seek them. We have to look for them. Most people aren't going to look for the hints. That kind of messed up my analogy because ants are stupid. so ants, it just comes down to luck, which one finds the tunnel. I don't believe in luck. So it's not luck which one finds the tunnel. There's got to be that's the difference between us and ants. But there was a good analogy up until that part. But yeah, nobody's ever heard this idea that free will doesn't exist, especially the Christians. The Christians get so bent out of shape when you tell them this, and they'll start talking about choice and Genesis, and you think you wrote this text, you chose to write this text, baby.
Virtual entity that is preventing you from typing. That's also not the question I asked. If Adam and Eve are responsible, then why is that my problem? That's the question. Joe, can you get in a call? This would be so much easier with you in a call. If you're busy, you're busy. But I think this would be better as a call. We got like 10 conversations.
She takes calls. I thought she was doing like a whole episode on free will, but yeah, that's pretty cool, baby. You threw her a curveball. I sure did not choose. Yeah. Yeah, I never chose to follow God. I actually tried to choose to not follow God for a large chunk of my life. And quick re and I got punished for that. I got reprimanded. I got spanked, you know. God said, "You want the world? I'm going to spank you with the world. You can have the world." And I got the world, and guess what? It sucked. And I didn't have a choice but to come back to God. I didn't have the choice but to know God from the beginning. You know, my parents chose that for me, and they didn't choose that for me. Actually, God chose it for them. So then they forced it on me. I rejected it and tried to choose other than what I was meant to choose, and fell because of it. And then once I fell so far, I didn't have a choice but to go back. You know, there was no choice. And people, I guess the best argument against this is basically you're trying to absolve yourself of accountability. You don't want to be accountable. You don't want to be accountable for what you did. And I am accountable because I'm a man and I'm on earth, and it all falls on me. But once you give that up and you realize you weren't making those choices, then I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I lost my track. I was on it. Was on a thing there, but I lost it. That's why. That's the best argument they have. The best argument they have is that they think that when you say there's no free will, that you're trying to dodge accountability. So how can you have accountability if you didn't make the choice? That's a good question. That's something I got to smoke on. So we'll smoke on it right now. How can you have accountability if you don't have free will? The only accountability is that, well, you have to see it. Some people are they're never gonna know God. They're never gonna see God. So why do they hold themselves accountable? Why would an atheist hold himself accountable? Why would Jeffrey Dahmer hold himself accountable for something he did wrong? I don't think he would. Right? You would only hold yourself accountable once you see that you thought you were making your own choice, but you weren't actually making your own choice. You were following your daddy Satan, and you had to come back to your father God. And then you realize, oh, I didn't make a choice to do that. Maybe God wanted me to suffer. Maybe I needed to suffer. It would never be my choice to suffer, but I suffered. Why would I choose to suffer? Nobody would ever choose that. My suffering came because I thought I was choosing. My suffering came because I thought I was choosing. Ooh, that's deep. Write that down. Somebody timestamp that. My suffering came because I thought I was choosing. Once I realized I wasn't choosing and I followed my Father, which is my true nature, not my worldly nature, but my true nature, and I realized I can't make choices. I just have to follow him. I have to do his will. Then the suffering gets less. I'm not all the way there. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm a perfect follower of God. I'm a perfect brother of Jesus, blah, blah, blah. But I can be made perfect, and I'm trying to. I'm trying. I'm working to get there. But I have to stop making choices, and I have to start doing God's choice. And I think only some people are going to realize that. Some people will never, ever, 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 ever admit to that or see that. And I think God already knows those people. And that's where we get down to the chosen in Calvinism. This is another thing. And a lot of New Age spiritualists have taken on this chosen ones. When they talk about the chosen ones, you want to get a lot of videos on a YouTube video, make a video about the chosen ones, about a spiritualist type New Agers like that chosen one language. That comes from Calvinism. Calvin said there are chosen ones and that grace is not for everyone, because if grace was for everyone, that means everyone who's in hell had God's grace. Everyone who died and went to hell, if hell is a real thing, everyone who died and went to hell had God's grace. But if you have God's grace, you don't go to hell. So the non-Calvinists, the Protestants, and most denominations of Christianity will tell you that grace is for everyone. Calvinism said grace is for the chosen ones because God already knows who's going to come to him. This is all predetermined. God already chose the ones who's going to come to him. The rest just aren't. It's nothing you can tell them. It's nothing you can show them. It's nothing you can say to them. They're never going to find God. And a lot of Christians turned against this idea because it sounds mean. It sounds too mean. It sounds like God's a mean guy. He already chose his chosen ones, and then all the rest are just going to go to hell. That's mean. But like, if God knows everything, if you concede that God knows everything that's going to happen and has happened and will happen and is happening, God's omnipotent. He knows and sees everything. Then how can you argue that God doesn't already know who's going to go to heaven and who's going to go to hell? He has to know. So then the reason they reject that is because they say that's a mean God. That's a mean authoritarian God. And I think they're just soft. I think if you see that God that way, then and you have a problem with that, then maybe you have a problem with authority for different reasons. Maybe there's deeper reasons why you are angry at your parents and why you're angry at the police and why you're angry at the government and why you're angry at the Jews and why you're angry at the blacks and why you're angry at the blah 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 and why you're angry at this and that and the other thing. It's yeah, I don't know. There's no when you're following God and doing his will, you ain't got time to be angry at everybody for everything. And you don't have time to disrespect authority. You have to follow authority. Now, if the authority is tyrannical, if the authority is from Satan, then you got to handle that. You handle that. You don't just get rid of the system completely. You don't get rid of hierarchies. You don't get rid of God. You don't get rid of the family. You don't get rid of law and order. You don't get rid of the enforcement arm of the state. You don't get rid of state governorship. You don't get rid of civilizations just because you're mad at the way that it's currently being ran. You handle it and you fix it. Like, oh no, but I'm almost out of time, guys. I didn't even really play Subnautica. We did make a little progress, and I did figure out some basics. So, but Bibby got me talking about free will. See, he brought up free will. He knew he was going to get me talking. He brought up free will. He started getting me talking. Dang. I would like to talk to Gothics about free will. I'd give her a breakdown. And I just need experience. I need to have some like low level debates with people who uh who I haven't talked to a lot. Because then I'm usually more generous and try to be nicer if it's not on my stream. If it's on my stream and somebody jumps in, maybe I'm kind of mean because I don't know. I don't know if there's a. I don't know if there's a. What's the word I'm looking for? A motive, ulterior motive. I don't know if there's an ulterior motive when people jump in on my stream, but I like to go on other people's streams and debate people because then I try to be respectable, listen to what they're saying, and then give my arguments. And I feel like most people don't really have strong arguments for why they believe what they believe. Like most people. But I don't know. It is a great topic. But when people know what they're talking about, like I was watching because the anarchy thing's been going around. Steve Harlow has been having anarchists on his thing, and I've been seeing it. It's been getting popular, so I've been talking about that lately. And I'm being pushed more and more authoritarian, so I've been kind of dwelling on that lately and looking into that. And I was listening to a debate between Fuentes and what's his name, Dave Smith. I think it's Dave Smith, but he's an anarchist. And it was anarchy versus authoritarianism debate, and the guy made really good arguments. He made good arguments. So when people really understand it and they know it well, there are good arguments there. But a lot of people just believe stuff and they can't really make the arguments. You don't have to be some genius. You don't have to be some debate master. A lot of it just comes down to common sense and like why do you believe what you believe? Just tell me why you believe that. Make sense of it to me. And a lot of people can't do that. Gothics would love you. She asks questions. She's not really argumentative though. Yeah, I like debate, but also I also I don't know. I don't know if you can see the difference, Bibby, when I go on like Steve's stream or Latina stream. Well, usually Latina and Cali is doing a late night stream and I'm already kind of drunk and I've been doing my stream for a while. But like if I go on Steve's if you watch Steve's streams when I've gone on there, I feel like I tried to be pretty respectful to the other people and make I don't insult people until they insult me. Um and yeah. But yeah, I want to I guess maybe it's argumentative or I want to like destroy their worldview. I want to I want to really get down to why they believe what they believe and I want to figure it out and hear about it and then I'm going to give my rebuttals. But I try to be when I'm on other people's streams and stuff, I try to be respectful. And I think I do all right. I think I do all right. I went back and watched some of my things on Steve's show or Latina and Callie's, and I think I did all right. Yeah, she seems cool. Don't tell her I made fun of her side shave, but I'm talking about destroying worldviews, Floor. Talking about destroying some worldviews. Hey, before I go, I'm about to leave, guys. I gotta head out. But before I go, did I do the political Bibby? You've been watching longer than anybody here. Have I done the political compass test on a stream before? It felt so deja vu-y. And I went through my old thumbnails and I can't find a thumbnail that, but I swear I might have done that test. I might have done what I did on Monday night show. I might have done that before. Which it's okay. It's been a year, 2 years, and I'm recycling old content. But I would like to know if I did it before, so I could go back and compare, see how my answers changed, see what I was just repeating, what I've ingrained in myself, and I'm just repeating the same thing. How much of it sounds the same? How much is different? What's changed? Um, but I'm not sure if I did it before. I think I did it before, but I'm not sure. Dave Smith is okay. He is on the Legion of Skanks podcast. Is he a anarchist, libertarian anarchist guy? Because if so, then that's the guy I'm talking about. He debated Fuentes. It was a good debate. It was like 2.5 hours. It was about authoritarian versus anarchy. But he was recommending great books. He was making great points. So there are points to be made for anarchy. But I think Nick won the debate because I think it comes down to simply anarchy only works on an individual level. That's my position. Anarchy only works on an individual level. When you have so far as much as a family, he's a libertarian. Yeah, he was arguing for anarchy. So libertarian is, yeah, yeah. Maybe he's become more moderate because this was old. This was from like 5 years ago. So maybe he's become more moderate and calls himself a libertarian now. But at the time, he was arguing for anarchy. My memory is also bad due to drug and alcohol abuse. I can't remember beans for poop. Um, my argument is that as soon as you have so far as much as a family, then anarchy goes out the window. So one person alone in the woods can be an anarchist. Anarcho-primitivism. Basically, you live off the land. As soon as you involve capitalism in it, I think you need to start you move farther right. So you're no longer centrist. So you're moving towards the right. You're moving towards capitalism. And you're bringing money into it. And you're messing up the whole idea of anarchy. The only way anarchy works is one person living in the woods on their own, no money, no social security number, no driver's license, no credit cards, no internet, no cell phone. That is an anarchist to me, and that is a true anarchist, but that is not a system of government. We're talking about anarchy as a system of government that denies governments systems. So it's a contradiction in itself. It can't be. It's not real. It's an idea. It only works for one person, which means it's not a government system. It's an individualistic system or individual system. And as soon as you have a family, as soon as you have a father and a mother and children, anarchy doesn't work anymore because there has to be a hierarchy. Who's in charge? Somebody's got to be in charge here. Somebody's got to discipline. Somebody's got to lead. And once you have a leader and once you have enforcement and laws and rules and a society and a civilization, there cannot be anarchy. There cannot. Not just it doesn't work. It is impossible. It can't happen. It's not real. It only works for one person. That's my argument. If anybody wants to debate me on that, let's get it. Debate is hate poisons communication is just superficial mess. Yeah, that's a woman argument, Lynn. That's something a woman would say. That's something a lady would say. Men speak about things. We talk about things all throughout history, all throughout civilization. That's how governments and that's how civilizations and that's how laws are decided upon and all that stuff. We can base it off God. We can base it off of whatever. I think you're just being I think you're just a beta. I think you just like to say what you believe, and if anybody disagrees, you call them names. So I'm gonna do the same to you, Lynn. You're a woman because you think debating is for women. I think it's like a low IQ take. Will you watch the Starship launch in about 9 hours from now? No, I gotta leave. I gotta end the stream. I gotta go. Not high right now. I only have gummies left, and I have to wait for tomorrow before I can buy chocolate. But I don't want to eat sweet stuff. Beta take, Lin Yinchin. Debate is necessary. It's good. It's needed. Fighting and wars are just debates with fists. We could have handled it with words before we got to that point, but we didn't. Propositions are not arguments. It's a woman's misuse of words, overuse argument as a synonym for mirror. Yeah, you're doing some Canadian language. This is some Canadian French talk. This is some French Revolution language. I don't speak that language. I speak English. And in English, an argument is anything used to rebuttal a point or a position. So if somebody makes a position and I rebuttal it, I contend with it. You can call it whatever word you want to call it. You can play semantics games. It's called an argument. You make an argument against it. The fact that you think arguing is what women do, that's your feminine mindset that doesn't understand words in English. I'm sorry I'm roasting you, Lynn, but you come in and roast, so I roast back. That's what you get. That's what you get. But I love Lin Yin Chin. I haven't seen Lin Yin Chin in the chat for like years. I know he's been watching the videos though. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, the GOAT. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, the GOAT. Lin Yin Chin hates him, even though he was the GOAT. Secondary definitions are all lies. Okay. Okay, so what is a synonym? What if a word has two meanings? You can't have a secondary definition? Words sometimes mean more than one thing. If we spoke Hebrew, words meant like 30 things sometimes because they only had like a fragment of the amount of words we had. Sorry is lie. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. It's 9:11. I gotta be out of here by 9:15. I gotta go. Bye. See you, everybody. God bless. Tomorrow's Thursday. We might do something little tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see you. Bye.